So I've got a little predicament here where when this home was built, the plumber didn't install a water heater pan. And in the case that this water heater goes bad, which I had a neighbor, his just went bad after 5 years. This one's been here for 10. So if this goes bad and starts leaking out the bottom, you can see there's a wall right there to a bathroom. Water's going to flood that way. There's also a wall over here. Water's going to flood out that way to the rest of the house. So what do you do in the case that you don't want to cut out the piping and reinstall this thing? Well, you just use a little can of great stuff, a pipe, and you bring it over to the drain. I'm going to show you how to do that. So on this side of the water heater, I've got the foundation wall, which is going to serve as a water barrier on that side. Hopefully wouldn't need too much around that direction to stop the water. It'll kind of be forced over this direction towards the drain a little bit. Back here though, all the way back in there, you can see the stud wall kind of continues over to the foundation, and that's where I'm going to put some great stuff all along the base plate of this studded wall and bring that great stuff over here. See, I'm going to shake this great stuff foam insulation pretty well. It recommends that you shake it for a good 30 seconds. I've been doing this for a little while now. So now we're going to start to create our dam here. Again, this is right up against the foundation wall back in here. So I'm going to start spraying this. Kind of create yourself a little dam. It'll stick really well to that concrete on the floor. So we're just going to probably let it raise up a couple of inches. Of course, this stuff is pretty high expanding in the first place. So just kind of keep on going. Make yourself a little dam out this direction. And we're going to continue that. I'm just going to turn off the camera for that part. So I've done that little side of the water heater. Now I need to reach all the way around that wall. And there's not really a lot of room to get that can back there. So basically just put a couple of fat straws on the end of that nozzle there, and that'll give me enough to get around the other side. So let's see if we can do this and make it sit. Okay, here we go. We're going to give this thing a shot back here with our straw extension. I'm going to put this all the way back into that corner. And I just need to make a barrier. Dang, didn't work. So now that I've got that all the way around the edge of the water heater, by the way, the straws didn't work too well. Probably need to figure out a different way to do that. Maybe a little bit of rubber hose of some kind with a clamp that you can clamp onto the end of that nozzle for the spray can, just because the force of that foam wants to push those straws right off the end there. So anyway, once you get your little dam created, then put a little piece of this is just 3/4 inch irrigation hose from Home Depot. Pretty cheap. Any sort of pipe or tube would do. I'm just going to use this because it's cheap. I'm going to kind of finish up my dam around this guy and direct this pipe over to the drain. So here's the finished product. There's the foam dam, is basically what you can call this thing, around the water heater. There's where the little hose pops out into the center of that thing, so that if the water does leak, it can run right through that hose back out to the drain there. Gotta attach that to the drain with a zip tie probably. But as you can see, we've got with just that one can, it's created a good 3 inches off of the ground, and wraps all the way around there, and I think it'll work really well. I won't test it because I don't necessarily want to trap a bunch of water under that water heater and cause it to rust. But if there's any question as to whether this is a sticky enough product to stick to the concrete or not, you can see, I've really got to pick away at this to get that foam to come up. And you can see where it's kind of stained the cement right there. It's a little bit dark, but it definitely seals up pretty tight. So that'll last for a long time. Pushing up pretty good. I've let that set up for a few hours, so after you do that, you're good to go.